Just curious. It's March 21st, 2022. I'm keeping an eye on Eyewitness News in New York for signs and clues of who is participating in this atrocious event. Several of them at the moment. And I'm listening with a keen ear to every word because they're going through little key-ops of this Jackson woman trying to gain a seat on one of the most supreme courts, which is a problem, especially after other events with the break-in in the White House and the squatting for 8 years and all of these treasonous events occurring. And I don't know what law enforcement agency is looking into this to make sure it never happens again. Also, I saw that there was a man by the name of Lloyd, I believe he goes by Lloyd Austin, something like that. I made mention of it or video of it the other night when it came on the news. He met with, it looked like something in, it had a green and red with a red cross on it. Looked military, but I don't know who's military because I'm not up at that level. But I just, like, again, if this confirmation, since the meetings seem to be spotlighted on the media in, like, unison, to me, the Supreme Court, even the nomination of this woman, after so many problematic events, including my entire 43-year residency here, looks more like the next news clip, which is a red Infinity, I think it's G35, that's doing spin-outs in the middle of Manhattan in a red Infinity with the word Tyler Speck on the side of it. That's what it feels like. If like whatever this guy's name is, in his, like, at street level, it's kind of what it feels like. Even mentioning this woman as a potential candidate, it's kind of what it looks like in real world terms, like New York City. Like, let's put it together.
The 51-year-old mother of two, considered the most heavily vetted Supreme Court nominee in...
But at the same time, there's biological warfare and terror going on. The city was in complete lockdown, shutdown. The mayor of New York City is doing a job. But I'm just saying, at higher positions at the moment for main focus, the White House is the national security emblem and seal within this garden of us. And then nation states to stay out into the nation and states that they come from. With some meeting house, looks like at the UN level for security purposes, but that's a fly in, fly out. I don't understand why it's a stayover and now it's a trying to stay in a permanent position on the inside. That seems really dangerous and against safety procedures for bioterrorism and all sorts of things.
In 30 years has been confirmed 3 times before by the full Senate.
If I am confirmed, I commit to you that I will work productively to support and defend the Constitution and this...
What Constitution? Isn't it already being violated?
This grand experiment of American democracy.
Whoa! Anybody else know? Because, again, I was denied access to Harvard. She was gained access to Harvard. So she has this American Constitution now that she has built this false sense of reality that she should be here on, and now wants a position to practice all the opportunities stolen from people like the children that got denied from Harvard.
That has endured over these past 246 years.
But today, a flurry of misleading allegations for Republican Senator Josh Hawley, accusing Jackson of letting child porn offenders off the hook during sentencing. And Senator John Cornyn warning Jackson, who also served as a federal public defender, that he plans to drill down on her role defending Guantanamo Bay detainees.
In some instances, it appears that your advocacy has bled over into your decision-making process as a judge.
Somebody who is so well supported by law enforcement. And
yeah, see, that law enforcement, no, it said vetted in the beginning of the video, which actually I think I'm going to go back for. It was the first gentleman who said it.
Willing to risk change.
The 51-year-old mother of two, considered the most heavily vetted Supreme Court nominee in...
Most heavily vetted. That means the military's involved. That means that Lloyd Austin mention gains more merit and weight as far as I'm concerned, because if it's not him, it's somebody else. And then there's that is it Marjorie Greenfield something or other? I don't know. She's the one sits down and talks as a messenger to the UN. Where's the other, like, there's no other title? You can't just be US. I mean, there's an MEUCO, and there's a USA, and then which nation state, when you speak, is it coming from? Gets confusing when you're at Security Council watching recap from Couch Potato Stance. Because the White House has specific messenger requirements in order to keep symbols with multinational from other wars breaking out for chairs and voices and being heard. It's a family business at one level. And then it's allies and partnerships at a second level. But it becomes dangerous when one voice gets a little louder than the rest, when it very clearly has a family tie-in partnership. For me, knowing where I've been, the amount of pain and suffering I've been put through, just for being here in a time where I'm all of a sudden overlooked or not wanted, even where I was born, because somebody placed a higher priority on something that wasn't me, even though there are family requirements within certain league standards. Even the announcement on public media, being the television, of this woman looks like this to me. I really don't see the difference.
Violent criminals get guns off of our streets and make the city safer.
We're placing these officers in harm's way to do a difficult job.
That's kind of like what the family members of the ancestors of the founding fathers feel, is that we've been put in harm's way for everybody else's lesser priority, while there's like a break in some reality and management and an influx of how do we find out?
We're going to stop the river of violence that is feeding the sea of violence. And this team is damming one of those rivers with their activity.
Mayor Adams says in the last 6 days, the NYPD's new units have made 30...
Bellevue Hospital here, where, as you said,
Now this says Bellevue Hospital, because whatever,
the
the city
23-year-old
events.
victim is being treated. He is reported to be in intensive care in critical condition with a fractured skull and multiple broken bones.
It is not clear tonight, Sade, whether police have identified the driver, but there is no word.
That kind of is how my existential hit and run has gone with having to do this version of whatever. my biology has been hit with some advanced, I call it radiological technology because it's frequency. It's some kind of vibrational frequency. It's literally it's like shaken baby syndrome. It's like rattling all the time, and it's really painful to stand up straight and walk through it, even though visually it looks stable.
Word so far on an arrest. Officers are still tracking down.
Now this is what it looks like for the nominee and the possibility.
Takes off into the night. The car, identified as an Infiniti G35, with the words Tyler Speck painted on the driver's side panel. It happened in a semi-industrial area on the western edge of Soho. The victim was listed in critical condition at Bellevue Hospital. Identified.
I don't want to get one stuck with the other, but it's just interesting for pieces of spectacle that's been raised on the nightly news over the last several weeks that I've been documenting and putting up there, because there is a correlation with what's happening to me and what's going on in the, they call it greater area, but I don't even want to give them a GA label, because I need King's Guard beyond this. This is a false king's work at the handiwork right now. I need the great beyond. I don't know where to go for anything in New York. I don't. It's star 1978, star 8378, Nicole, Cattaruzza. It's Earth, solar system, Milky Way, universe, galaxies, broken, and Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361.